Hey everybody, it's James from Wealthquest. Hey, this week we're going to talk about a question that someone emailed us, and just want to encourage you to keep those questions coming. We want to be talking about the things you want to hear about. And so today's question came from someone that's going through a tough transition. Someone just got laid off, and they're asking the question around, how do you deal with that? How do you stay positive? How do you stay fearless in a transition that just came suddenly and you don't know what to do next? And first, to those of you who are going through that type of transition, I just want to say I'm sorry. It is hard. It's scary. There's so much uncertainty swirling around you and how this is going to go. And I don't have a great answer for how to take all the fear away. But as I've walked this path with hundreds of clients over the years, as they've had layoffs and job transitions that have come on them, there's a thought that I want to share with you that I think makes a big difference. One thing I've noticed is fear is really rooted, in fact, all of our emotions that we feel are really rooted in thoughts that we have. And the thought that we're having in the midst of that transition is, I can't believe that this is happening to me. And that thought can be pretty toxic. If it's happening to you, that means you're the victim, and that means that you're in a position of weakness. It means that you don't have any hope and you're in despair and you tend to be frantic. And what I see when people have that thought is they tend to grab the first job that comes their way, the first paycheck they can find to fill the gap, and they panic. And the thought I'd like to replace that with is that maybe this is happening for you. Maybe this transition is the opportunity you're going to look back on and be grateful for. In fact, that's what I see more often than not. Most of my clients, and certainly even in my own life, when I look back at those hard seasons, I'm thankful for them. I'm glad they happened. What they did was they allowed me to grow. They shook me out of a situation that I wouldn't have left on my own, and they gave me an opportunity to change and move in a direction that I'm really glad I moved in. And so in this season of transition that you might be facing, if that's you, I want you to be stepping back and having that thought, maybe this is happening for me. And if it is, that means I don't have to panic. That means I don't need to grab the first opportunity. And so practically speaking, what are the things you should be doing right now? The first thought I would have is take a breath. Just relax. Think for a minute about what you want. What was in the old situation that you had that you wished you didn't have to deal with? What were the things that you would love to change as you look forward to your next position? And this is where you really can start to refine what it is you're looking for. What is the network of people you need to be talking to? Who are the companies you're really excited to be plugged into, rather than who's hiring right now that you could just desperately grab a job from? And the second thought is, you need to have a really clear plan on how you're going to access your resources in this time. You know, I see a lot of times people will panic and they'll take a big withdrawal from an IRA or something like that just to fill their savings account up to get through what they think might be a 6-month season. The problem is then they get a job in 6 weeks and they just paid a giant penalty to take that money out of their retirement account. And so an advisor can really help you. If you can talk to your advisor about the situation that you're in, they can help you to map out how you're going to access those funds, where you're going to go first, second, third. If this thing takes 3 months, 6 months, 10 months, we can have a plan for what we're going to do in that season, no matter how long it takes, so that you can have the confidence to give it the time it needs to get to where you want to land. And the last thing is, understand what you actually need. You know, I see a lot of people who are transitioning out of a really hard 60-hour-a-week job that was super high pressure, and yes, they got paid well. They got a $150,000 paycheck, but it was really draining them. And they assume that in order for them to live the life they're living, they have to continue to get a 60-hour-a-week job that's driving them into the ground, and they got to make $150,000. In reality, the plan may show us, if we have a really clear picture of what you want, that you might actually be able to take that job that's more fulfilling, less demanding, and comes with a smaller paycheck, but it'll still get you where you want to go. And so I just want to encourage you in this season, if there's some fear and some anxiety around you, take a breath and remember that this might be happening for you. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Hey, keep the questions coming. If there's things you want us to be talking about or things that you're struggling with, we want to know about those topics and we want to make sure we address them. So put comments in the comment section below, send us emails, and like the page so you can keep getting these videos. We'll talk to you next week.